So something I was just kind of sitting there one day, and I was thinking, I was like, what could I talk about on my YouTube channel? And it, all of a sudden, out of the blue, it just popped in my head. Popular things. Your Elden Rings, your Red Dead Redemption 2s, your Lana Rhodes, your Iron Mans. Now the thing I wanted to talk about popular things is like, when you sort of enter that area of a popular thing, you have that group of people who sort of just hate on that popular thing, like for one reason or another. We'll get into that, but that sort of hate against a popular thing for it being popular is sort of just what I wanted to talk about. So like the main types of popular things that I want to talk about are like I don't really have a word for it, but I'll just give you some like examples and like definitions and shit, and you'll get the idea then. So first time in a long time is like the thing that's like made for everybody. Your Call of Duties, your superhero movies. Like, yeah, there's some stinkers out there. You got Doctor Strange 2, you got Call of Duty Vanguard, but still, for the most part, most of these things slap hard enough to make these, whoever makes them, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. So, they're doing something right, or you guys are doing something wrong. But yeah, like most of these things aren't really like anything special, like let's just take Modern Warfare 2 2022. Like, it's not like a very special game. Like, the most special thing about it is the fact that it's a not absolutely dog-ass Call of Duty game in the year 2022.
I killed the guy that screwed my mom.
But like, it's got something that makes it popular, it's got, cool ass characters, whether it be because like nostalgia, coming back and you see your boys, Ghost and Soap, Price Gas and all them, fucking around. And there's that like hidden nostalgia, got the fun new characters, and that's cool. You got the multiplayer, where you can, go in there, you can go, shoot people or something and call each other racial slurs, and there's always like something wrong with the multiplayer. The multiplayer, the maps are pretty mid. The campaign, most of it kind of sucks, but is also kind of cool, but also kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird mix of the two. But yeah, like for the most part, it's got something to keep the masses hooked in and buying. So, type 2 diabetes. Elden Ring is a very popular game. It has like a good amount of players on Steam. In fact, I do believe that it was the best in Soulsborne launch history. But I digress. It's a game that's like, kind of universally beloved by everybody. And so, even though like the Soulsborne like genre was sort of, I don't want to say niche, since I don't think that's the right word, but it wasn't like incredibly mainstream. It wasn't like Call of Duty levels of popularity, but Elden Ring was. Everybody was buying that shit. Yeah, sure, you had your haters here and there, but like still, it's a game that everybody can more or less universally agree was great and was deserving of the spot of Game of the Year. Now, there are like other sorts of popular games, subcategories I could talk about. I could talk about stuff like meat riders, people ride in the meats of, companies or people and sort of eat up whatever they, release. Like, they shit out something on a plate and serve it to them, and they happily, go and they call that shit gourmet. They give it 5 stars on Letterboxd. But, and there's other stuff, like Valorant. Valorant is stupidly popular. It is one of the worst games I have ever played in my life. And if you want to play, that's fine. Maybe there's other games that you could and should be playing over Valorant. But like after I found out that people still played Overwatch in the year 2018, I sort of just gave up on caring about that stuff. So yeah, I'll do what you want. But and now we get like to like the main meat of this video. The people who hate on these things. First we're gonna start off with like the big popular like mass appeal stuff. Like people hating on the superhero stuff or the Call of Duties or all of that. And like I think most of this just kind of comes down to human nature and that kind of thing. Like people like to be different. People don't like being labeled as like generic or like a background character, you know. So sometimes there are those people out there who, like, you know, they look at, you know, your Call of Duties and they go like, oh, I don't like Call of Duty, you know. I know, you know, like you know, people just, like I said, they like to feel different, you know. They like to feel like, you know, when they get the attention, you know, positive or negative, from these opinions that they have, it's like they you know, they like that feeling of attention given to their opinions. You know, again, positive or negative, people like to and want to feel different. To be fair, there are plenty of reasons as to why somebody might not like, you know, one of these games, like completely fair reason, you know, like Call of Duty, you got your riot shield shotgun throwing knife pussies, you know. Souls games, you have your magic users, you know. There's plenty of reasons to hate on these games, you know, completely fair. And, you know, but still, you know, well, I'd say like a loud minority of people are out there, you know, just going, oh, I hate Call of Duty, I hate superhero stuff, you know, because it's like, oh, it's all generic and formulaic, you know. But all these games, you know, like still, like they have something that makes them sell billions of dollars in like copies or tickets or whatever, you know. Like I said, Call of Duty has the fun shooty game modes that you can hop with your buddies in Xbox Live and,
serious, bro?
you know, mess around with on there. You know, superhero movies have like fun, charismatic characters sometimes, you know. Iron Man is peak superhero, peak Marvel superhero, let's say. I do like me some Batman and Spider-Man, you know. It's good, you know. Like there's reasons people like it, and there's reasons people don't, but most people like it, you know. They don't have a lot of good reasons to say that they don't like it, you know, unless it's like just something, oh, I'm not a big fan of the genre or the setting or the themes, you know. I only like anime with boobies and, you know, cartoon women, stuff like that, you know. People have their, you know. Yeah, you get, I'm kind of rambling, I'm sorry, I'm going completely off my bullet points, and, you know, but, you know, moving on. Like, point being, people have their reasons for hating on a game, but I'm gonna take you people who have a genuine or like for real reason to not like something and lump them over there with the Last of Us 2 guys. But yeah, like people have these opinions, well, like the loud minority of people who hate on these games to feel different do that because they like I said, they want their opinions or something to feel important, you know. It's kind of in human nature. It's one of the biggest goals of being a human to want you to feel important. You know, you're number one to yourself, and you want what you say or what you think to be more important than what other people say. So you either try and get your voice to be louder, or you try and get your voice to be different and loud enough to the point where you get that change in, but you get that change in the types of attention and the amount of attention you get, you know. And like I said, there can be exceptions to it, but this is just sort of like the baseline I'm choosing to run with, you know. Another reason a lot of people sort of like end up hating on these things that, you know, are super big and popular is because they want to, like, it's because it sort of goes against them, you know, their opinions or their beliefs. So they want to push back against that thing because it goes against, you know, what they're comfortable with or what they believe in, you know. For example, PlayStation. You know, the console wars have long been a thing. And, you know, I've never really been a big console wars guy, but I've been more of an Xbox boy growing up. So I'm going to take their side for now, if that's okay with you all. Thank you very much. You know, like when these, well, something like there's you know, you see stuff on Twitter or something, you know, like you see like PlayStation fanboys, if they see like, you know, a game that Xbox, you know, Xbox players are happy or excited about, like back before Halo Infinite dropped and everyone realized that it, you know, was made by 343, so it was, you know, not gonna be good. Like they see, like they'd see stuff like, and complain about like super basic stuff like, oh look, the fruit physics and the tire physics are worse than Last of Us 2. Now I'm gonna go and play my 15th console exclusive 10-hour cinematic walking experience, you know, like they sort of. But yeah, you know, like another example could be the Game Awards, you know, 2022. Like a loud minority of people, I'm not like this, some PlayStation fanboys, but generally just people who didn't enjoy the Elden Ring game and felt very passionate and extreme about it, went on to, you know, IMDb and all that, and they decided to rate Elden Ring like, like a 0 or something, and while giving God of War Ragnarok a 100. Now, I'm not here to that's not me saying that God of War Ragnarok doesn't deserve an 100 or didn't deserve Game of the Year, because it potentially did. I haven't played it yet, but like I said, I really liked God of War 2018. I really like the look of Ragnarok so far. From what I hear, it's pretty cool. Christopher Judge, his voice is very cool. For that alone, I think maybe it runs in the candidacy. But you have these people who are going out there and voting irrationally and voting down these other things to bring theirs up, because they want what they think, they want what they feel, what they believe to be the correct option, to be more validated, to be given the praise, attention, and awards that they feel like it deserves. And when they see that it's not doing as well, or when they see that people are praising this other thing, it goes against that thing that they believe in. Like that when people like Elden Ring more than God of War Ragnarok, they're like, no, Elden Ring's a 0 and God of War Ragnarok's 100. That's just sort of human nature in a way. It's something that people sort of naturally do in order to, like I said, feel more comfortable with the situation they're in, to see their opinions and their situation be the one to be raised and recognized and given the most attention. You have people hating on both sides, but still, most of the time, people's opinions on whether they like one or the other have merit. It could just be like, oh, hey, I didn't play that one, and I just, prefer this one because I didn't get the chance. But, let me, the whole thing is sort of keeping an open mind, being down to discuss and talk with other people about these things, and be genuine and, respectful about it. It's when you listen to, other people's opinions and ideas, and when other people listen to your opinions, ideas with respect and, genuine, listening, that, people actually start to, care and have and you can get your opinions across and have other people actually listen to you and give you positive attention, which is usually what people want. Hey, just don't be a dick about it. That's my ultimate lesson. If you don't like a popular thing, or you like a popular thing, don't be a dick about it. Don't press your opinion forward and raise it above all the rest and go look at my opinion. Look at this. Look, it's so much cooler than yours. Don't do that. That's when people start to lose that sort of feeling of actually getting somewhere, getting something across, because you're being a dick about it. Don't be a dick. That's the lesson. That's the moral message of the video today. Do not be a dick. So yeah, that's my video. So hopefully it turned out okay. If it didn't, I'm not re-recording this again. But yeah, I love you.